Ready to manifest the money, business, and life of your dreams? Do you wish you had more ease and flow in your business, your finances, your relationships, and everything else? There's a way to manifest simply, easily, and effectively without exhaustion, and I'm here to show you how. Hey there, I'm Elise McDowell, money mindset mentor and seven-figure CEO. And in this podcast, I will teach you how to reshape your money mindset, manifest consistent money, increase your business sales, transform your self-concept, and create the life of your dreams through the power of your mind. I'm here to help you go all in on you so you can go big in everything you're here to do. Let's get into the show. Hello. Today, we're talking about a very juicy topic that I think is probably a little bit more controversial, and people have very differing opinions about it in the law of assumption and manifestation world. And that topic is not lifting a finger to manifest. Now, if you listened to the episode last week where I shared my word of the year, you will know that I did an experiment last year and still doing it, essentially. I don't know if it's an experiment anymore. I think it's just how I live and my way of being. But the initial experiment was me devoting myself to this work and proving that the law of assumption is real to myself by completely, and I guess you would say by completely surrendering myself to this work. And as you know, it has proven to me that it is true. It is real. And I can't unsee it now. I can't unknow it. I can't unbelieve any of it now, because I have witnessed it to be true in so many situations. We truly are the cause, and we truly don't have to lift a finger if we don't fucking want to. So, that's what we're going to be covering in this episode. Now, I want to base sort of the foundation of this episode on a lecture that Neville did. It's called No One to Change But Self. And there's an excerpt from it that is relevant to what we're talking about today, where he said, "I know beyond all doubt that there is nothing for man to do but change his own concept of himself to assume greatness and sustain this assumption. If we walk as though we were already the ideal we serve, we will rise to the level of our assumption and find a world in harmony with our assumption. We will not have to lift a finger to make it so, for it is already so. It was always so." And that's truly going back to no one to change but self. When you change who you are being, that's what changes the 3D reality, right? We are the cause of it all. It is not the 3D reality that is the cause. We're the ones causing the 3D reality to be what it is. But that is essentially why you don't need to lift a finger to manifest, because you're not responsible for producing effects. You're only responsible for choosing and occupying the state of being that naturally produces them. So we know the law, or Neville's claim to the law, is that consciousness is the only reality, right? And everything you experience is a reflection of your concept of yourself. So that means that manifestation is not about making things happen. It's about changing who you are conscious of being. It's all to do with self. Now, most people approach manifestation as something that's external that we have to get. But in my experience over this last year, my results have been more powerful, more precise, and faster when I have focused solely on self. Meaning I'm not actually focusing on the specific things as much anymore. I'm focusing on who I am being. And that is what produces the results in the external. Now, there's 3 key points that I want to highlight from this lecture that are really important and juicy, and it will help you, I guess, ground it in before we get to the more juicy parts of this episode. But they are, number 1, the outer world is a reflection, not the cause. Number 2, you become what you are conscious of being. And number 3, the only thing to change is self. So number 1, the outer world is a reflection, not the cause. He says, Neville, Nev, says that you are incapable of seeing anything other than the contents of your own consciousness. Meaning, your life circumstances, other people's behavior, the opportunities you get, the losses you experience, the wins you have, all of it is the cause of your self-concept, who you have been and who you believe yourself to be. So trying to change the outer world directly is actually useless because the outer world is an effect. It's not the cause. You are the cause, right? You're the cause of it. So it's not that outer world we need to try and fix or tamper with. It's us. It's the things going on within us that we have to look at and that we have to shift and that we have to change. Hence why the lecture is called No One to Change But Self. Because trying to force change through effort alone is like trying to change your reflection in the mirror by drawing on the mirror, right? Which is just sounds really pointless, doesn't it? Now, the second point is that you become what you are conscious of being. And Neville says that love transforms you into what you contemplate, and hate also transforms you into what you contemplate. The key here isn't love or hate. It is what you are contemplating, aka what you are dwelling on, aka who you are being is what matters. And whatever you dwell on and emotionally identify with and accept as true, you become that in your consciousness. And because consciousness is the only reality, your world will reflect it. It has to. You cannot know yourself as rich and be broke, right? So if you're broke, you are knowing yourself as broke. Reflection takes time in this 3D world, obviously, which is why people don't connect inner cause to outer effect. But moving into point 3, the only thing to change is self. So when we focus on that, we are changing as part of that process, as part of that journey. It's not like nothing is happening. We are changing within. So ultimately, the proof and the evidence is seeing the change happen within ourselves. And the change always occurs within ourselves before it reflects out into the 3D. So everyone's looking out into the 3D to see, like, is movement happening? Is there are signs or bridge of incidents occurring in order for this thing to manifest to tell me that it is? But no, the signs happen much earlier within, when you start feeling yourself being different, feeling different, knowing yourself is different, because the only thing to do is change self. And he repeats that all the time through all his lectures and books, right? There is no one to change but self. And it's because you don't change your finances or your income or your business success or even your relationships through force or manipulation or complaining or victimhood or exhaustion. I have never known someone to nag their partner into bliss, right? I've never known anyone to do that. But I have known people to take a step back, really focus on themselves, really shift how they're experiencing the world, even if they don't necessarily follow the law, and radically change their relationship that way. I've seen it. I've been in that situation long before I knew the law. But it's just proof that when you change yourself, when you become a different person, when you perceive yourself differently and others differently, everything changes. And because everything and everyone exists in your world only as you are conscious of them, they will change automatically. I have seen this happen so much, and I cannot wait to tell you about all of it. So now that those are the 3 points and you're clear on what that is, I want to make a quick note about action or taking action, right? Because action doesn't actually create results. It's your state that does. So oftentimes you are not going to have to take action. In fact, most of the time you're not going to have to take action, but there are going to be some times that you will take action and you can take action and you will want to take action. But I think the important thing to note here is you will be compelled to, and you'll want to. You'll want to take the action, or you won't even know that you have taken it till after, when you're reflecting on it and you're like, oh my God, that actually was inspired action, or as I like to say, natural action. I didn't even know I was doing it. But the key is that you will want to do it. It won't be a chore, and you won't feel like you're kind of scrambling and trying to come up with like your own way to take action. It will be natural. That's the key here. It will be natural if you are taking action. But in saying that, I know most of you are so controlling and try to manipulate the 3D all the time to enforce the results that you want, that I have to encourage you to stop that shit and develop the skill of not lifting a finger and instead engaging your internal world, shifting yourself there, because that's where you manifest from. That's actually where everything manifests from. And I want you to become an expert at this. I want you to become so skilled at it that you know that if you want something, you don't have to lift a finger if you don't want it. And I say that you should take up to 90% less action than you are now. Whatever you're taking now, cut it by 90%. Because the truth is, you could be bedridden for weeks and manifest what you want. One of my favorite testimonials from Joe Dispenza's page on YouTube is by a student called Yerlin, and she was set to move to South Africa from Costa Rica with her partner, and it was because they were about to be married, because she was 3 months pregnant. She'd sold everything, she'd cancelled her insurance, and her tickets were booked. She was literally set to leave like 10 days from when she fell from a 4-story building and shattered her spine and leg. I mean, what the hell? That is insane, right? So when she woke up, she found out she had lost her baby. She was told she would never walk again and that they were going to amputate her leg. She said, hell no. And so they suggested a surgery to keep the leg, but there was an 80% chance that she could die, but she went through with it and she survived, thank God. But she now had a $200K bill because she cancelled her insurance. Her partner, when she woke, broke up with her and said, I don't want to marry you anymore, and left her. So she was like absolutely broken. She was like, what the hell do I feel bad about? Because my whole life has fallen to pieces. I literally might not be able to walk. I just lost my baby. I now am in so much debt. I'm drowning in it. And my partner just left me. The love of my life just left me. What do I feel bad about? And she knew of Joe's work, and she said then she was bedridden. She had nothing but time, so she decided to just meditate to Joe's meditations all day, every day. Which, if you think about meditation, is literally just dwelling in your internal world. It is living in imagination. It is being one with consciousness. That's what it is. So every day, she meditated. She visualized. She surrounded herself with the images and the feelings of what she wanted to feel, of what she wanted to experience in her life, and she just lived there. And she got herself to a state where she was just in bliss. Well, she was just lying in her hospital bed for weeks. And in 8 weeks after she was told she would never walk again, and then I think they said after the surgery she would be able to walk maybe in 2 years. In 8 weeks, she was walking again. She manifested paying off the bill easily, and she met the love of her life 2 years later. So if she can manifest all of that without lifting a fucking finger, or her entire body actually, I think you can manifest the money that you want. I think you can manifest the business success that you want. I think you can manifest the relationship you want. I think you can manifest it all, right? Without lifting a finger. Because Neville says, we always bear fruit in harmony with what we are. So just like a tree doesn't, flip out about producing fruit, it literally just, you plant the seed and then it produces naturally according to its nature. You produce results according to your inner state, just like that woman. Your life is produced by who you are being in your inner state. So when you assume you already are the person who has what you desire, who has the massive success, who has the properties that she wants to own, who's living the life, who's traveling, who has 30 cats or something, lives on a ranch, whatever it is that you want. When you assume that you already have and already are the person who has what you desire, you move into that state, then what happens is that you begin to think differently, you react differently, you perceive differently, you make different decisions naturally, and events rearrange in ways you could not have planned. The God within you builds a bridge of incidents, and you are not conscious of constructing any part of that how, because it's not your job. That's not your part. Your part is just to dwell in the state of who you are now that you have what you want. So let's use a tangible example. Let's say right now you're someone who wants to manifest consistent 10K months in their business, but your inner state is still saying things like business is unstable, clients are unpredictable, I have to hustle hard, money comes in randomly, I can't predict any of it. That identity will naturally produce results and behaviors that match that. So it will produce things like overworking, undercharging, second-guessing offers, having difficult clients, panicking during slow days, reading silence as rejection, making decisions from urgency, blaming customers and clients for lack of results or lack of success. That's the fruit of that tree. It is a perfect manifestation of who you are being. So I always find it interesting when people say everything's going wrong. It's all so shit. Like, nothing is working. I'm like, it's a perfect manifestation of who you've been. You are manifesting perfectly. Nothing's broken. You're not broken. You're doing it perfectly, just in the direction you don't want. Now, turn it to what you do want. Move your attention to who you want to be. So that's the fruit of that tree, right? That's the fruit of nothing's working. It's not successful. I'm not making 10K months. I'm not even any closer. That's the fruit of that tree from that seed that has been planted and dwelled upon. Now, let's say you decide to shift into the state of, actually, I am a woman whose business is thriving. I am successful. I am accomplished. I am completely supported in my business. I am ridiculously well paid. There's no action being forced. You're just being that person who now has that result, who now has that kind of business, who now makes 10K per month. And from that state, you think differently. You think, of course, clients are coming. Of course, I'm paid all the time. Of course, I'm supported by my business. Of course. It would be inconceivable to me to ever imagine otherwise. I am a success. I am accomplished. I am thriving. I am the best in what I do. So yeah, of course, people will love to pay me. You would react differently. A quiet day wouldn't spiral you. You would see opportunities instead of signs that anything is failing. You would make different decisions naturally. You'd raise your prices. You would speak with more authority. You would follow up confidently. You would invest in support. You would create from fulfillment and not fear. You wouldn't go and sit down and map out, step 1, this person will message me. Step 2, that post will go viral. No, instead, a bridge of incidents would happen. Maybe an old follower suddenly inquires about your services, or someone shares a post of yours from years ago at a perfect time that other people see it who really need it. Or maybe you're inspired to talk about a specific offer in a way that really lands with certain people in your email list. Or maybe you say yes to going to some random event that was free to go to through a friend, and it winds up to a referral. Like, you don't know what the bridge of incidents are. You can't fathom them. You cannot make them or orchestrate them yourself. So stop trying. Now, in saying all of that, how do you actually make it happen without lifting a finger? I feel like it's pretty straightforward. You assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You can do that through imaginal acts such as visualizing, affirming, meditating, speaking, or just dwelling in the state. All of these are part of feeling the wish fulfilled. Then you feel yourself to already be the person you want to be, already there, already fulfilled, already satisfied. The manifestation is already complete. You're already living that life. There's nothing to do. You don't have to lift a finger because you're already there, right? You feel yourself to already be that person. And then you remain faithful to that state. You do not let yourself out of that state. If you find yourself wandering into other states that aren't what you want, you go, nope, get back in there. Move yourself back into that state. Where are you going? Where are you going, girl? Get back into that state. Move your ass back to that state and remain faithful to it. Because then what happens? Your assumptions harden into fact. Your state becomes the dominant state that you experience. Your results in the 3D reflect that state and the assumptions that you have. You won't need to force any outcomes because the outer world will express that inner state. That is the law. Your only role is to choose the state, feel it is real, and remain loyal to it. The unfolding of events is handled at a deeper level of consciousness, which again, you don't touch. You don't need to do. You don't orchestrate. You just dwell in the state of the wish fulfilled. So I want to give you a couple of my most recent examples of what I've manifested without lifting a finger. So you may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, I am really into golf now. And it is as shocking to you as it is to me, because I could not have given a shit about this sport 2 months ago. I thought it was the most boring thing ever. And then all of a sudden I woke up one day and I was like, oh, I play golf now. Like, I really like golf. And I had no golf gear other than 3 different clubs that my dad gave me like 6 years ago that have lived in my boot, the boot of my car, or a trunk if you're American. Since then, I think I've maybe used them 3 times when I met my dad at the driving range, but other than that, I haven't used them. So I instantly had 3 golf clubs, but I needed a putter and I needed golf balls to begin practicing. Now, I didn't do anything to get any of these, but 2 different uncles, one bought me a putter, like literally just bought it for me, and the other one bought me a massive bucket of golf balls. I didn't do anything. They just brought it to me. My uncles are amazing angels. But because I had assumed the state of, I'm now a golf girly, all of these things are coming to me. Actually, even for Christmas, my mum got me what do you call it? Like a plastic score sheet. I don't even know how to play golf properly yet. I just know how to hit the ball, but I don't really understand the rules yet. And I got a little score sheet that I can use over and over again. So I have all this golf gear that's coming to me now. I haven't lifted a finger for any of it. There was also recently a trip that I was going on over New Year's, and I could not find accommodation for this. I could not find any place to stay because I was going out of town and I was going over to an island. And I was like, okay, someone's going to offer me free accommodation to stay at their place. That's it. It just has to be, because I'm going on this trip. So I need a place to stay. And literally my friend, I think 2 days before, was like, why don't you just stay at my place? I'd rather you stay here and be safe and not drive. And then you can drink and we can have fun. And yeah, it'll be a great night. And I was like, sweet. Don't have to sort that out. Didn't have to pay for accommodation. Didn't have to lift a finger to get it. There was also a weekend where I was going away on another road trip. And I was like, oh, I don't want to spend any money. So I'm not going to. So that's what I settled on. I was like, nope, I didn't. I had a great weekend and I didn't spend any money. Bonus. And people wound up paying for different things for me. My dad bought my lunch, a friend paid for my dinner, another friend paid for my drinks. I got given a free breakfast by this cafe, and I stayed at another friend's house, and everything was free. So I was like, sweet, ever more proof that I don't have to lift a finger. I'm completely taken care of. Now, the next two are probably my two favorite ones, that are the most recent ones. But there is a very cute guy that I guess you could say I have kind of a crush on. It's a very light crush, but it's a crush. It's nice to have a crush, oh my God. But in the dynamic that we know each other, there's no way that we should be anything more. We're acquaintances, I guess you could say. But I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to test this. If I believe that the law is real, then this is possible too. And at first I imagined him following me on Instagram. And the second I imagined was him sitting in my car. So the following on Instagram happened relatively quickly. So I was like, oh, great. So that proves to me that I didn't have to lift a finger to manifest this guy. But the second one, there's no reason he should have ever been in my car. There's no situation where he should be in my car. But I decided to just persist and be and dwell in the state of, this is already happening. We're already more than acquaintances. We're already familiar with each other. We're having fun. Whatever this is, we're kind of close now. And I shit you not, one night he asked me if I could drop him off at his house. I didn't even realize until after I had dropped him off that is exactly what I imagined, him being in my car. There is no reason he should have been in my car. There's no situation where that made sense. And yet this guy, without me lifting a fucking finger and instead just imagining him in my car, was in my car. But then this next one, which I'm going to be talking about probably in next week's episode, this next one I absolutely love. There was a product that I had that hadn't sold for months, and I was like, what if I decided that it is now selling? And this is a product that shouldn't have been selling. There's no reason. I wasn't selling it. I hadn't promoted it. I hadn't done anything for it. And I was like, well, what if I just decided it was? So again, dwelled in that state, persisted, became the person who now makes sales on that product. And I shit you not even 48 hours later, I had received 2 sales on that product that hadn't sold in months. You don't have to lift a finger. I didn't lift a finger for any of those things. And that was just in the last month. You don't have to lift a fucking finger. Let me say it again. You don't have to lift a fucking finger. Everything that you are doing and it all feeling so hard is stupid. It is pointless. Instead, what I want you to do is I really want you to develop the skill. I really want you to give yourself over to this work, to this law, and just witness it like I have. How we are truly the creators of our reality. Every dynamic, everything that is happening, we are the cause of it all. We're the cause of our joy and we're the cause of our suffering. We're the cause of our success. We're the cause of our failure. We're the cause of it all. And when you finally accept that, the freedom and the possibility that it opens up within you, when you realize, I can do anything, I can create anything, I can manifest anything, nothing will shake you. Nothing in you will doubt anymore. You will know for a fact that you are the creator of your reality. And so I implore you to really start developing the skill of not lifting a finger. Stop trying, stop pushing, and instead start being who you would be if you lived the life having the things that you want. If it was natural and normal for you, this is just your life now. Who would you actually be and dwell in that state over and over and over again? Remain faithful to it. Do not let up. Do not let yourself move from it. Stay faithful to that state and watch how your whole fucking 3D changes as an effect of it. As an effect of not lifting a finger. Watch it. You will be absolutely blown away, just like I was. And so in saying that, if you want help with this, in Feb, I am running the Saturate That Shit 28-day challenge, where we are saturating ourselves in the state of the wish fulfilled as a collective group. And if you want some help with that, if you want accountability, if you just want to be in a group and really use the energy, the collective energy to help you stay and dwell in that state of I have it all now and I don't have to lift a fucking finger, I highly recommend you come and join us before the challenge starts on the 1st of Feb. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. You're going to be blown away by not just what you get as a result of it, but who you become because of it. So the link to that is in the description box below. I also have a ton of freebies for you in my free abundance vault with over 25 plus money mindset, manifestation, and business resources. Head to the link in the description box below to get that as well. And if you love this episode, I would love it if you could subscribe, leave a review, or even a like, and I will catch you in the next episode.